Jordan, obviously you announced you're coming back next year in a pretty funny video, I thought. What kind of went into that decision?
A lot kind of went into the decision. I think, we have a chance to do something really good, really, really special, this year with winning 11 games in the bowl game, but potentially with the way, the college football playoffs is set up next year. I think we have a really good shot at being able to make a run at it next year. And, I just wanted to be a part of that.
Is that a conclusion that you guys individually drew? Did you all kind of talk about that collectively? It seems like that's what a lot of the guys who are coming back have said.
Yeah, obviously, guys talk, just with us being so close on the team and things like that, especially in the receiver room. We talk every day. So obviously with it being an elephant in the room, you obviously want to talk about it amongst your peers, and that's kind of what we did. And it was just really cool to see all of us on the same page, and add some additions in the transfer portal as well. That's been going good for us, so we're really excited.
How much time went into that video? How much time did you think about how you wanted to put it together? Did you have to outsource that? Take us through that process.
I was kind of just sitting there, and I was watching The Wolf of Wall Street. That's like one of my favorite movies, and I was like, you know what, that would be pretty cool. I didn't even know AJ Brown did that a while back. I kind of went on his Twitter once I seen somebody comment, and I just like scrolled all the way down until I found it, and I was like, well, I didn't even know. But it took some time. It took about a week. Obviously I sent a lot of the clips to one of our video guys who works up here. I thought it was really cool to be able to give him a shot to, kind of put his work on display and then make a cool video out of it.
David asked Jared this a minute ago. Jared referred to it as the elephant in the room, NIL. How much did NIL factor into your decision, and how much did NIL allow you to even contemplate coming back for another year?
Right. Obviously it's on your mind. With this being my last year, I wanted to make sure that I was, taken care of. But I'm not a selfish guy at the same time. But the Grove Collective's done a really good job at being able to manage and bring guys back. And, I'm glad to be able to have them in our corner. So that way they can, like I said before, help us win football games. Because, like everybody says, this is a new era in college football. So, our Grove Collective's done a really good job at taking care of our guys.
I know it's just the first handful of practices. Y'all just kind of got back this past weekend, but with so many of these announcements on both sides of the ball, has that kind of eliminated some uncertainty and maybe help with focus of, all right, we know this is just what we're worried about right now the rest of the way?
Right. Obviously, we pay attention to all that kind of stuff, offense, defensive guys. And, I think it just excites a lot of us, for what, like I said before, what we're capable of doing next year. But obviously we have a really, really big bowl game coming up against Penn State, one of the best teams in the country. So we got to make sure that we're prepared and we focus on that a little bit. But we tune into the excitement. I know you guys have been seeing a lot of the stuff on Twitter, a lot of players commenting and posting stuff. Obviously it's really fun, but at the same time, we got to get ready for Penn State.
At these practices, obviously, y'all had visitors this past weekend. I'm sure they'll have some this weekend. With all that maybe come out onto the practice field, I mean, is it hard to keep kind of the blinders on, or is that y'all used to kind of maybe those happening throughout the year, so it's nothing new to y'all?
Right. I mean, just being at Ole Miss, and obviously we like to dig into the transfer portal a lot. So having not even just a transfer portal, but high school guys as well on their officials, I think it's a lot cooler for the high school guys because obviously we're practicing, preparing for the bowl game, but we're still having a lot of fun out there for practice, so they kind of see the fun side of college football a little bit. And for transfer portal guys, they get to see a different style of practice. So it is a little bit hard to keep the blinders on because, obviously if you have some guy that you're hosting, you want to go up to him and talk to him during practice. So you can lose sight of focus a little bit, but then you just get right back to it.
Jordan, is the transfer portal stuff, the commitments you're landing, obviously you have a little bit more of a inside look at it than people on the outside, but is that fun for you to follow, just like what's been happening? How do you kind of consume that process?
Yeah, for sure. It's really fun just to be able to, see guys that you've been talking to for weeks, that are in the portal, and, somewhat you feel like you was able to influence it a little bit because, most of the big time guys, I hang out with a lot of them and try to get them here, me and Jackson both. So, it's obviously just really cool to be able to see them commit. And then you're like, okay, yeah, I played a little bit of a part in that, I hope. Probably not, though. But, you just want to feel like you did a little bit.
We all know how good this Penn State defense is, and we've heard Jackson and Lane praise it. But what makes you confident that you guys can maybe exploit it?
I feel like just we're one of the best offenses in the country. They're one of the best defenses in the country, and anytime you have one of the best go up against each other, obviously it's going to be cool to watch. But I have great confidence in our team and what we're able to do on offense, and just having this break is getting us getting a lot of guys back that weren't healthy for the last little stretch that we were on. So that's going to be really fun, and I think it's just going to be a really cool game in Atlanta.
And last one from me, just this week in practice, have there been any guys that maybe have been redshirt this year or backups that have kind of caught your eye these few practices?
Yeah, just with a lot of our guys getting back healthy, we've seen a lot of the younger guys be able to step up and make plays in practice, that they're not able to get throughout the season just because we go scout team and things like that. So, seeing the threes be able to go out there and make plays is awesome. Have a good one.